So what kind of person was William Morris?
He was a little short man, and he had a complex. That was, he didn't like tall men. So many men are the same. You've got to look up to them. A short man doesn't like looking up to anybody. I don't say all of them. See, that's why Cecil Kimber was a short man as well. He was Morris's choice. And Billy Morris was a short man. And his desk, I remember if you had to go into his office, his desk was quite a long way up the room, and he had a high chair sitting there for himself. And if he told you to sit down, which was very rarely, he always told me to sit down because, of course, I was so tall. And of course, you were below him, you had to look up at him. And he did have a complex. He used to wear sometimes very thick soles on his shoes. There's pictures with him with soles about that size. You know, there's a photo of him with Billy Morris with Cecil Kimber, and Billy Morris has got soles about as thick as that, because I was surprised. I thought, well, surely Billy Morris wasn't taller than Cecil Kimber, but when you looked at the shoes you found out why. And he came from a very poor family. He lived in Paradise, what we call Paradise Square, which was down St Ebbs at Gas Street. It was a squalid area, small houses, tenements and that sort of thing. Billy Morris lived down there. He came from quite a poor family. He just had a council school education, and he knew just the chaps he'd been to school with, and he was a mechanic, and he started repairing bicycles down at his home down in Gas Street. People would bring their bicycles when he was a kid at school and repair them. And of course, in those days, bicycles, there were thousands of bicycles in Oxford, because the undergrads, although they got cars, they would have to keep their cars where they were. They used to go from college to college for lessons, you see, so they always kept a bicycle. In fact, there'd be 300 bicycles stuck outside the college, all on the street, one beside the other and that. And it was car. Instead of car parks, it was bicycle parks always. And so Billy Morris, he got quite a big business up in repairing cycles, and then he used to race bicycles. He was a cycle racer. And in those days you had flower shows and galas, and where these flower shows and different things like that, they would have cycle racing. And you'd perhaps get 5 shillings for a win, and you'd either cycle round, it was usually held in the cricket or the football pitch, so you'd have sort of 10 laps around there. Well, Billy Morris, he had a racing bicycle, and he did his racing there, perhaps 5 shillings, or perhaps he'd win 2 or 3 races, because he was agile, he was a smallish man, and he would bring then 2 or 3 bicycles, new ones, and they'd got William Morris, cycle supplier of bicycles. Well, he didn't build the bicycles. He bought the bicycles and then bought the transfers and stuck them on. And so, of course, it was an advert for him. You know, people would look at the racing bicycles there and see these bicycles. Oh, a local man on bicycles. And so to say, he started on bicycles, and he didn't have an apprenticeship. He was self-taught, but he didn't go in too much of the theory of it. But he decided to build a motorcycle. Thought he'd go into the motorcycle business. He built one, but it was such a terrible thing. I think he's glad to get rid of it. It just disappeared. Nobody knows where it was. But I have seen some drawings of it. He had some drawings made, a design on it, and I think it had a Minerva engine in it. And it was, well, it wasn't a practical sort of thing. So we soon forgot it. And then, of course, cars were coming in then. Cars were coming in as against motorcycles and anything else. It was a new means of transport. And so he knew the college people well, because he repaired everybody's bicycle in the college dons. They always went to bed on bicycles. And he was a man that would give people confidence. If he spoke to you, it was like a salesman speaking to you. He could sell his ideas. He got his dons to finance him and started a company. Well, there was a lot of people that have got really plenty of money, people that were business people, and everybody thought, oh, look at the car's a thing of the future. It's got to be the thing of the future. And it's got to be a proper car, something that's it's weatherproof, something with that the tyres don't keep on bursting on, something that is water cooled, because air cooling was out with motor cars in those days. Although of course once upon a time they were practically all air cooled, because they were just motorcycles basic, the same as a motorcycle was a bicycle. It's just gradual evolution. And he sold his idea to different people, mostly local people, and they formed Morris Motors Limited. And he was in a position then, with his cleverness of talking to people, he was able to get credit. He got credit, people would stake him at different firms. And he started going, and of course it was on the up and up. He couldn't lose. And of course he bought different things. Like he bought the Woolses out, he bought the Duckins Oil people out, he bought SU carburetors and different firms. He bought a firm, I can't think of the name of it now, it was a French firm. He bought a French car because he sent some over to be evaluated by us. And he took some ideas from them. It was a D something, I can't think what it was. And he was a clever man. Not as a mechanic, because of course by then you didn't want to be a mechanic. You wanted to be a business person and somebody who could sell his ideas. And altogether he was a very, very fair man, because when he got on in the world, he'd always give one of his old friends that he'd been to school with. They could always have a job, and we had to employ some of them at Bainton Road, and they started to retire by the time we left Bainton Road for Edmund Road. But some of them went there. They couldn't do a lot. They would clean up and wash cars down and touch them in with the paint, and they, as far as I know, they never drove, because they'd never driven in their life. They were just the labouring class. But it was always a joke. When Billy Morris came in, he would come into Bainton Road, he would walk in, and of course these old mates of his, they would leave their job. Hello Bill, hello George, how are you getting on? How's the missus? What about me, your daughter? Did she get married? Did she marry that bloke? They chatter away there. And Billy Morris stand there talking to these old mates of his, and there's sister cousins standing there with a clean overall and pencils in it and all that sort of thing, and everybody had to go to work with a tie on. You wouldn't have been allowed to start work if you hadn't got a tie on that morning. And we normally wore ties for work. It was one of those things, yeah. A tie and a waistcoat. It seemed the way of working. It was only the foreman had a brown dust coat with his pencils in. that was life. Well, he'd stand talking, and there was old cousins sort of one leg and then the other. That's around. He wouldn't dare go up to them, you see. And then suddenly Billy Morris would look at each other. Oh, sorry cousins. I'll see you next time. I've got an appointment. Off. Goodbye. And he'd be gone. That would annoy us. Oh, he said, I've been giving everybody a job and making them look as though they work, and I've been looking as though they're working, they've all come dressed up for him. I wanted to ask him this, I wanted that. Now he doesn't even talk to me, he goes and thinks of all his damn friends.